staring at you sometimes, like you're kind of an alien, I think.
Thank you. My name's Keely. I'm 30 years old and I'm from Oxford in England. Partly traveling and partly working. So I have friends here, but I'm also teaching English at the moment and maybe starting a new job soon. At the moment, I'm possibly getting a design job, working for a chain of gyms around Mexico. I came here around 12 years ago to study Spanish in UNAM. Came with one of my best friends and we were just partying and having a good time. And not really learning that much Spanish, but I loved the city. I really loved the city. So that's what first drew me into Mexico. I wasn't expecting anything special, and I came, and the people were so open and so friendly, and I had a really good time in Mexico City. So it's basic, I have to say. I can understand quite a lot, but I can't speak that well. I don't really practice it that much. I mean, I need to dedicate the time to taking classes. Right now, I'm more focused on working and getting money and all this kind of stuff. But I need to learn Spanish because I think it's kind of like a disadvantage to be here and not speak Spanish. So the first thing I can say that was quite shocking is the inequality between male and females. The men are very still very much in charge. The women are kind of almost, for sure not equal. In England I feel they're a lot more equal. It's still take charge and still want to pay for everything and make all the decisions, and that was something that was quite big that I found. And also the inequality between the class system, between lower class and upper class, it's really strong. The upper class really look down on classes below, the fresas and stuff. They really judge people that are in a lower class than them. I found that quite shocking. I feel in England the classes mix more. It's just a kind of that you are more accepting of different types of people, different statuses of other people. Here it's very much okay, I'm in the upper class, so I'm going to look down on anybody that is poorer than me or lower than me. The openness of the people. Everybody's really friendly, even if you don't know them that well. They will invite you into their house and invite you for drinks, invite you for dinner with their families, even if you don't know them, really well. So open and so warm. A bad experience at the beginning?
Yeah.
I don't think I had many bad experiences. I think the biggest thing is so when you're just walking around and you're just exploring and minding your own business and you just want to, just to walk on the street, people are staring at you and they come to harass you. Maybe men try to ask you questions or ask you out on a date or something, and you just don't want that. You just want to walk along the street in peace without being harassed by other people staring at you sometimes you're kind of an alien, I think. So I was dating somebody in Oxford And when I came to Mexico, I was still thinking about this guy from Oxford. But as soon as I got to Mexico, I kind of like forgot about it. I had a boyfriend the first time I was here, although it was only for like, I think 3 months. So I was going to a club in Condesa with a female friend, and he just approached me and he just said, do you want to come with me like for some drinks? And we both went with him, and we just got talking, and yeah, it just led on from that, really. He was 10 years older than me, and I really liked him a lot. It was a kind of different relationship to what I was used to, because men here very much like take care of you and show you around, and it's like they take a lot of care in whoever they're dating, and you don't get that in England. I went back to England,
Okay.
and we stopped contacting each other, and yeah, I just began my life again in England and kind of forgot about him because we just didn't contact each other anymore. So I just carried on my old life as if like nothing had happened. In England, it's the men just are quite reserved. They don't care too much about their girlfriends. How can he approach? I think just men are quite straightforward and quite open about the fact that if they want to date you or they want to take you for a drink, they will just be open about it and just say it. Whereas in the UK, they wouldn't even approach you, probably. They will just say, can I buy you a drink? And that will be like the opening line, normally. Or they'll just come and sit with you and start talking, but it's very rare now. They don't normally approach you. They're just very reserved because they don't want to be rejected. Usually will not come up to you and say anything, or they'll just maybe just look at you. But it's very discreet, you know.
Do they flirt?
No, they don't.
Really?
They don't. No, they wouldn't. They'd just be too scared about being rejected. In the UK,
Yeah.
maybe just try and make eye contact. But that's it. That's as far as I would go. I wouldn't go any further than that. I'd catch their eyes and catch their gaze and just look at them. But I wouldn't go up and speak to them or anything. I just wouldn't do it. The same.
The same.
Actually, I don't have to do anything because it's always the guy.
A Mexican boyfriend or a UK boyfriend?
The differences are Mexican boyfriends are more intense, like show affection a lot more, like want to hold your hand, kiss you in public and hug you all the time. In England, it's not that common to like show affection in public. So if you see people kissing in public, you kind of think it's a little bit disgusting. It's not common to show affection in public. Mexican boyfriends as well take the lead more and try to be like more macho, pay for things and decide like where to go and all this kind of stuff. They want to take the lead. As a foreigner, I think you're different. You're different to everybody else, so you're seen as maybe something a bit special. Because you're not like everybody else. More wealthy or more privileged than other people. I think they're the biggest things. People try to help you, so they want to practice their English with you and stuff like that, and try to like welcome you and tell you about places to go, places to visit and stuff like that. And they want to get to know you, I think, because they see you as something just different, unique, special. Disadvantages would be that people try to take advantage of you. So they think that you don't know how things work here, to overcharge you, or they think like you don't know where you're going, maybe, so they will like follow you and harass you and They think that you don't know what you're doing, so they just try to take advantage in any way that they can. I would say that you need to be prepared for quite a few differences, especially if you're working, long working hours, and they expect a lot more from you than they do in the UK. In the UK it's kind of easy because you have like short working time and you can kind of chat and do, you know, waste a bit of time during the day, like speaking with your colleagues and stuff. But here they expect like a lot of work, and they expect you to spend a lot of hours in the office and not pay you that much. You have to be prepared for that. Come here with a good job, with a good salary and good working conditions, as well to not be traveling too much, because traveling takes up most of your day, and when you're stuck in traffic it's just a waste of time. So you need to be working and socializing close to where you live. Oh, that's a difficult one. I would say that feel quite included because we have a lot of different nationalities there. So you wouldn't feel like an outsider. I think you would feel like you wouldn't feel like anything different because we have literally so many different nationalities. So you wouldn't feel like, you know, any different to English people really. But as well, in England it's expensive. So you would need to work for a good company as well, be earning a good amount of money, because as well the wages and the living costs do not add up. It's an expensive country, but for sure you would be welcome there. I think it exists, but it's not that strong because we really have so many nationalities living there. People are very careful about what they say about other nationalities, so people are very cautious. So they will not say anything rude. They know that there's really so many different nationalities. In my previous job, I was working with Polish people, with German people, with Indian people. As well, if you want to offend somebody, of course, you can. And there's particular classes of society that are racist. And so usually it would be like the white working class could be quite racist, and also like the Muslim community can be quite racist. So there's like a little bit of a battle between those two groups. How's the party?
Yeah.
So everything finishes around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. So people start drinking already at like 6, so straight after work, and go directly to the party because everything closes and finishes very, very early. But the parties, they're good. They're pretty good. Like, it's just the same as here. Go to somebody's house or you go to a club. But yeah, everything finishes very, very early. Here it's more relaxed, like more people invite you to their house for a party, and the parties go on longer. And maybe people drink a little bit more here, but they're more controlled. So in England, people get like crazy, like too drunk, and they're like falling over and I don't know, like passing out and stuff. But here I feel like they can handle their alcohol a little bit more. I prefer Mexican parties as well because they dance. And in the UK we don't dance, or we try to dance, but it's very, very bad. Mexican parties, people dance really, really well, and I really like that. I mean, I try to dance. I'm not very good, but it's still fun to try it. It's a hard question. I think maybe when I'm a little bit older, like I want to maybe settle in England because obviously all my family is there. But at the moment I'm enjoying being in Mexico. But in the long term, of course, I want to be close to my family and like my close friends that I've known since school. So maybe I will go back there and buy a house and stay there. But right now I'm enjoying like traveling and meeting new people and staying in Mexico. Curious bad experience. I don't think I've had like any really bad experiences. I think just the level of harassment from guys and maybe feeling like a little bit unsafe in certain areas of the city. Like when you're walking, you're looking around and you feel like, okay, I don't really feel so safe like walking around here. The good experiences have been to meet some amazing people, to meet some amazing friends and people that like really care about you and treat you like their family. So that's a really unexpected and really nice experience.
So, Keely, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care and goodbye.
Bye.